Hi guys, Sourdough Kathy, and today we are doing some more potato reveal, a little bit different. I've got two plants that are either half or whole potatoes, and then I've got two buckets of chitted skins that we're going to do. One of them of which doesn't feel like it's got much in it, but we're going to start with the whole or half. We'll find out what's in the bucket. And I'm doing it because, as you can see, they're rough, they're tough, and as I've spoken before, things can change overnight here. So, got a lot of foliage on that one for sure. Okay, first bucket. This feels like there's a lot of potatoes along here. If I can get them out without killing myself here. They're stuck in there. Oh my goodness, yes. Lots of potatoes. So, it's a little dry on the bottom, but not totally dry. And as you can see, the way I planted them, because they were in cups, they seem to grow higher. Not a bad looking potato. I'm finding that most of them are at the top. Although I am finding a lot smaller ones when I do these whole ones, but who cares so long as you get a nice bunch of potatoes. That's a nice one. This is a double. How about that one? That's nice. You never know what you're gonna find. Wow, I'm surprised. Here's another one, double. Don't ask me why they do that, because I don't know. Now that's a nice sized red potato, big as my hand. And I wonder if I'm going to be able to tell what this came from. Well, I can tell you right now, there's going to be some potatoes there. As far as weight is concerned. Another nice little one. Not nice little, it's fairly good sized. Wow, this has got a nice pile of potatoes. And these buckets are 12 inches, or I think they're 12 inches by 12 inches deep. They're not very big. They're not like a 5-gallon bucket or anything. This appears to have been a half of a potato. It's not a whole potato. That's it. All right, we're going to toss that on the side there. I don't think there's any more in there, because as you can see, that most of them are right up there on the top. And boy, there's some nice looking sized potatoes in this batch. I'm going to have Sourdough Dave here. This one's got a hole in the bag. I'm going to have to find another one in the garden in a minute. Wow, these are some nice potatoes. I try not to have too much dirt on them, but kind of can't help it. I don't want to peel the skin off of them. And as you can see, there are a lot of potatoes here. It's got some nice weight to it. David's going to weigh them. And while he does that, whoops, you lost one. Fell out the hole. There's a big hole in the bottom, so be careful. I'll pick the other one up and get it into the into our wheelbarrow. Trying to think and do things at the same time. Gets harder to do when you get older. Can't get it. We're falling all over the place here. Wait. We are really having a hard time.
The bag's so big.
The bag is so heavy and big, it's not sticking together.
Let's try.
Make sure it's teared.
Yep.
Good. Okay. Okay. What do we got?
We got 4.5 pounds.
4.5 pounds of potatoes from a half of a spud. You can't, I mean, who can beat that? 4.5 pounds. I've never gotten 4.5 pounds from one bucket, and it's a small bucket. It's not like a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, so let's see what the next one is. Alrighty, let's see. Now, I don't feel as many. Well, there's quite a few in there. Maybe not quite as many, but
12-inch bucket.
These are 12 inches wide. And what's the depth on that? And the depth is 11 inches. So it's 12 by 11 inches. Can't beat that. 5.5 pounds? I mean, 4.5 pounds? Here's, this one's got a lot, and that one had some nice big ones. This one seems to have a little more smaller ones, but there's a lot of them here. So let's see how many we get. We have been eating these with kielbasa and cabbage and just buttered potatoes. And they're so sweet when they're little like this. They're just absolutely delicious. The quicker you can eat them, the better they are, because they retain that sweet, smooth flavor. Okay, this one doesn't seem to have had as much. We'll see how much this one gave. Oh, I forgot to look. This one appears to have had, I think this one also was a half of a potato, because you can see where it was cut around the top there. So hopefully you can see that. Let's get them into a bag. I can tell already this is going to be a lot smaller, but considering it was a half of a spud, I'm not complaining. Still nice size, I can feel it. Okay, Dave, what do we got?
Right at 3 pounds.
3 pounds, half of a potato. So thus far we've got 7.5 pounds of potatoes. Okay, now let's take a look at, let's look at this poor looking chitted skin here. I can't feel a lot of potatoes on this one, so, and one thing I did this year that was different when I did these guys, I planted them deeper than normal, whereas I normally plant them on top. So I'm kind of curious what we're gonna get here today on this one. The other one I can feel potatoes in, and I'll be surprised if we don't get something, because I've always gotten potatoes from my chitted skins. But, you know, there's always failures. This feels light also. And this is a taller one, but it's thinner. Oh, these are my favorites, like I got the other day. These are the multicolored ones. So perhaps that's why. Doesn't have as much water either. And when we did the multicolored ones the other day, I didn't get as many, but I got a fairly nice weight. Considering it was a piece of skin, this one definitely could have used more water. And I was watering this every single day. Okay, actually, yeah, this is just the skin, as you can see, and I'm going to show you. It was just the piece of skin. So, we got, let's see what we got. Probably about a pound, I would say, maybe a little over a pound. A couple of nice sized ones, though.
Pound and a quarter.
Pound and a quarter for a piece of chit. Piece of skin with a little chit on it. I'm not complaining. I think that's awesome. All right, this is the last chitted skin one. This one is in a much smaller container. It's only about 10 inches deep. And I usually find that they do better in smaller containers for some reason. I don't know why. You would think that having more room would give them the ability to grow larger, but that isn't necessarily true. I sure got a lot of stuff from my compost pile. This one is dry too. Unfortunately, it's obvious that I haven't, well, it's not that dry, but it is dry. And these are also the multicolored ones, so that's too bad. Perhaps if I had watered it better, I would have gotten a better, yeah, this is really bone dry. So you see, you get to see the good and the bad of what we do. That's a nice one. That's a really nice one. And these you can't find in the grocery store. These came from a seed that was left over from mine. Now that's a pretty one right there. They make a really pretty colored mashed potato too, because you get a little red and you get a little white. I love to be able to show you just the skin, and that's why I do this, because here it is. I'm going to show you. Just the skin, that's all it was, piece of skin. And the root system on it is highly, I mean, it's very deep. I mean, lots of stuff here, lots of roots. And probably if I had watered it better, but we've had such strange weather. My normal take on these potatoes is around 2.5 to 3 pounds when I do my chitted ones. We'll see some of the other ones when they're ready. But there weren't that many of these multicolored ones. So let's see how much this is.
One and 3/4.
1 3/4 pounds for a piece of skin, folks. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this reveal, and I still have some left. I'm trying not to just shove potato reveals down your throat. That's why we did 4 of them in a comparison today. I hope you like the content. I hope you like what we're doing. I hope I'll get some subscriptions, some comments. I love getting your comments, talking with you. I love y'all. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Here's all the potatoes in there.